is this short, and the standard one this long. So your tab is short of. You got to know what does it mean. Your short is your tab is short of 0.05. I exaggerate a little bit because 0.05 is very small, but just take this one. So this is the C. We mentioned previously. If you take a look, you can go back and then take a look. Once you finish this one, if you record it, I recommend you record this one. Otherwise, you don't know. You don't record it because we ask the class monitor to record everything. So you just have to log into YouTube and then take a look. I think it's easier. Okay, so C is over here, right? C is over here. Now you use you already know your tab, and I use my tab. I measure error over here. Now the question is, what is LOS? If I use a standard tab, standardized tab, if I use this tab, what's the length am I going to get? What's the length am I going to get? And it calls a correct length. I won't call it correct length. I just call it a standardized length. There is nothing called correct. Correct. It's just a standardized length. So use a standardized length. So what's the standard? If you use this tab, what's the reading? What's the reading you can get from this tab? That's it's easy. So there are two ways. One way is just apply to the one I told you, the formula. Now I'm going to teach you another easier one. Even they are the same, but it's just another way to explain it. Explain it from your high school. So let's take a look. Easy one. You just follow this one. You'll be fine. Error. When I use this is my tab, I get big error. Now, if I use standard tab, what am I going to get for my LOS? You can just take my notation as your notation. We can unify all these notation because it's not used in a book. Because this book I use just for reference. There are many parts. It's not comprehensive, but it's a good book. It's just like it's not written properly, but it's a good book. Okay. So now, if I use this tab, I get this one. If I use a standard tab, we are going to calculate what's the LOS. So easy now. This you can interpret this one in this form, or it's the same. It's the same. These are the same. You can use like this form. If you have an error, I'll get error, big error. My measure there. This error is a 20 over here. I'll get this error 348.2 over here. They are equals based on this one. LOS. LOS I already know. LOS I already know. LOS over here. And here you might wonder what's the LOS in comparison. What the LOS stands for. LOS is if you look at this one, maybe I have to correct this one again. Initially, LOS I think I write in somewhere because if you take this one as your standard one, your LOS will be become 20.05. If you take this one as your 20, this one will become, if you standardize this one will become 19.95. That's the reason I struggle which unit should I use over here. So let's leave this one for a while and then use the second approach first. This one for a while for the second approach first. Okay, second approach is easier. But this one is quite intuitive. But the problem is so far I'll give you a derivation based on this one in order to get this one. I still have no idea whether this one should to this number, put this one to this number. But let's focus on this one first. Okay. So it's the correction. The correction. I'll read one by one. Since the tab is short by 0.05, because the actual one, the standard one is this long, but usually some shorter one. If you use some shorter one, you'll get some longer distance. Is AB. So AB is overrated, overestimated. So the length of AB is actually here is the actual. He didn't use absolute anymore. He used the actual. So the actual is the same idea. Or you can consider the standardized. The standardized length will be less than this one. So the actual length will be if you use this tab, that will be, let's say this is a big how to get your head wrong, right? LS this is bigger. So if you have over here is use this tab. Now this is LS use this tab. L tab. I use the standardized tab. If you use a standardized tab, what happens? If you standardized tab, if you use L over here, this is 1 unit of L over here, and then here, LS will be here. If you LS standard tab will be here. So in the measurement, if you read this one indeed is a standard one. The standard this one standard length. This one actually will be shorter. It means you overestimate your length. It's supposed to be shorter. You overestimate your length because your this standard length should be, each unit should be this one. Because you have a much more unit, a much more L unit. Indeed, the unit is supposed to this big, and then you have smaller fewer units. So you overestimate. So this is shorter. Actual one. This is the actual one. So LS is the actual length. Let's say tackle it one by one. For your keep. Okay. Okay. So this errors, right? So this one will be less than L. The standard one indeed will be less than your major one. So you may overestimate the distance. So you do some correction. They do some correction. Okay. So for how are we going to do the correction? How to do the correction? If this is an error, what's the correction you have to make? You have to make LS error. This is your standard one, but unfortunately, your major use error is this one. So this is your C. This is your C. I do your correction. You don't care about the C is minus or positive. You don't have to care about whether it's L minus LS or LS minus L. It doesn't matter. As long as your basic concept, you already know LS is less than L. Then that's why you know the C supposed to be what? To be negative. Because you want to make the correction, the LS will become what? Become your L. Because it's overestimated. If you use L is overestimated, so you have to reduce with some correction. Some correction over here. And what's the number of this correction? How much this number of correction? This number of correction will be your CA. Let me write down. Write down. You overestimate this much. You overestimate this much. So subtract CA from your error. Subtract CA from your error. You'll get a result. Okay. So let's continue the calculation. I'll continue the calculation. Okay. Let me before that maybe just briefly sum it up. Because It looks like it's easy, but indeed it's a little bit complicated. It's a little bit complicated. It looks like it's quite easy. It's easy, but it's just like if you think about you have big error, small error, all these things, it's not really not easy. But anyway, if you understand, then it's easy, you know. Okay, so first thing, the distance between A and B, we can call it the physical distance. They don't change. They are always there. Whether you use tape, whether you use EDM, any other machine, or use your hands, use your foot to do the measurement, whatever. They are always there. A and B, the distance is fixed. So for sure, the distance between A and B is always there. What differ is like what kind of tool you use. What kind of measurement you use. You measure. So you can use tape. You can use a different kind of thing. You can use your foot. Different thing. Now you use tape. You use your tape, but unfortunately, your tape is not a standard tape. Your tape have some discrepancy between some standard tape. This standard tape might be you can innovate like the tape produced by which company. For example, if there's some company that produce tape and their quality is better, so you can take their tape as the standard tape. So in this case, nothing to do with the temperature or whatsoever. You can just take their as the standard one, and then you do the comparison. What's the difference between my tape and his company's tape, right? So this is a concept. It's not unified in this world. It's just a concept. There is a concept called standardized tape. Standardized tape. Okay. Now, first thing you use this tape to do the measurement is this is the length. Use this tape. Okay. Now, suppose you use this tape. What's the number? Standard length. We can call it standardized length. What's the standardized length? The standardized length of between A and B. And because you don't have this standardized tape. If you already have this tape, then why bother use this tape? This tape is not standardized. Because you don't have this tape. You only have this tape in hand. So that's the best way you can do is use this tape to measure. But you know the discrepancy between your tape and other tape. The standard of this. So this distance is based on calculation. For correction or based on calculation. So how are you going to get this one? First of all, you have to see what's the difference between these two. The discrepancy. The discrepancy is a C. The discrepancy is a C. So when every unit you put, I contribute C part. Correction. You have to C part. So this number is every unit. Every L is a unit. Every unit is treated as one unit. You might have 3 L. Every unit will contribute this bit. Every unit will contribute. So how many units do you produce? Do you produce? All the lengths you produce is in total is L. In total is L. So L means in total you have this much of L. So this is C here to do the correction. Or you can read from the previous one I told you. Like in total you have this unit L divided by L, small L. L to do the measurement. You have this time this unit L unit. The unit is L. Right? You have this unit. Okay. But each unit, how much error, how much discrepancy, each unit of discrepancy you get C, 0.05. So you get C over here. So that's the reason the total length, total error will be this number. That's is called CA. That's the reason. This is one unit. You have one unit. Not one unit. How many unit you have in order to measure A to B? And each unit you have a C discrepancy. Yeah. So C times how many unit in total. So this is the number you get. So it's easy to understand. If you don't follow it, you can just tag this one do the calculation. As long as you do the calculation based on some intuitive idea, you can get a result. Okay, so you might wonder whether it's a plus or minus. Easy. If your tab is already overestimate the distance between A and B, so you're going to subtract some number. So this number is a CA. CA. So CA is supposed to be always positive. Because C, you always text C as you can text C as this one. If you want to unify the notation, you can use the absolute value of this one. Absolute value this one. Otherwise, you have to judge by yourself. You see already is minus. If you use the C to be define C to be L minus LS. L minus S. Then that will be another issue. But here you might wonder why the L is over here. I mean C means this 0.0. This LS in this case it might be if without absolute value it might be 20.05. Is 20.05. Yeah, 20.05. Anyway, let's forget about this one. Let's forget about this. Just to let you know the major. Okay, I keep this one. This don't write any unit for this one. But anyway, the discrepancy is 0.05. But anyway, this 0.05. You just put this these two major together. This tab and together with this tab. This is our standard tab, the length. Here's standard tab. Of course, is the reading over here is 20. I mean the reading itself. The reading itself is 20 over here. So there is the length over here 20 here. But here the reading here is 20 over here, right? So then you have a discrepancy over here. This discrepancy is supposed to the discrepancy come from measured by this tab LS. So 0.05. You have 0.05. Basically based on the standard one. Standard. You become something else. So this is a minor one, the minor one, because you might wonder how do you get 0.01. It's a calculation, your calculation. So you put this two tab, one by one, and then the discrepancy there's length, this length over here, and this is the problem. How are you going to measure this length? Are you going to use your tab or use this tab? Indeed, you have to use this tab. Otherwise, C is also unstandardized, because of problem. So C 0.05 use this tab to measure this one. Okay. So remind you again. So how do you get? You put your tab over here. Standard tab, maybe the standard one over here, and then you put them together. Your tab is longer. Your tab is longer. Then use this tab to measure how long, what's the length, the actual length of this tab. Then come out is 0.05 by this tab. Then you do all the calculation. That'll be and for this bit, it's easy to explain, but now I think it's maybe a bit confusing. Why confusing? Because you have to use this tab to then measure discrepancy. It cause a lot of this bit. So let me forget it for the moment. Maybe later on we'll come back to this one. But for the moment, let's forget it. Initially, I think it's much more intuitive. It turns out this 0.05 is implicitly calculated. If that is already calculated, have a formula, we can easily get a formula for this one. But it's improved. It's hard to come a formula for this one. So let's for a moment forget. Come back and see if any other way to calculation much more intuitive. But indeed now it's intuitive enough. It's intuitive enough. You can do. Okay. So let's continue. So this is your error. Calculate your CA first. Your CA. So this is your error is 20 meters over here. 20 meters. You have a discrepancy 0.05 over here. Discrepancy 0.05 over here. If you write in this way, previously I told you this is a measure 0.05 is measured by this step. But if you write in this way, this C obviously, is based on this one, based on this one. So it's based on the your tab. So this C is on your tab. Otherwise, this is 0.5 divided by 20. It doesn't make any sense. 0.5 doesn't make any sense. So this C. But if you want to use this tab, you have to change the formula. This formula. But now, if you based on this formula, based on this one, just this equation, then this one, obviously, this is the contribution of the whole length is 20. And how much I contribute? This is the actual one. This is the C. This is 0.05. Every 20 meters, you contribute 0.05, 0.05. So you have to shorten this one. Okay, so in this case, this is your error, the measure, the one you get measure. So this is a total error in the length. You have actual one. Actual one, you get 0.87. This is the actual one. So the correct length will be your error minus CA. This one. So this is your LRS standard one. You already done the correction. So this is your LRS. So next time, just you can use this formula directly. You can use the formula directly. The error, the length of tab, and then the error. Of course, the error. Let's do the comparison with the standard one, and then you get you are too short of a bit short of 0.05. And 0.505 is your probably is over here incorrect. Is C is over here. U is over here. If you take this one example, your tab is longer one. You under distance from a distance. LOS the standard will be plus 0.87. So it depends on whether it's too short or too long. If you're too short, then it's minus. If you are too long, then it's a plus. It's a positive. Okay, let's come to the second one. So I will give you homework later on for this one. At least you have to stick to this one. Now the second one. The second one is we call it's also important. The second one is also important. Look at the second one. Second one is the measurement of what? The measurement, the one you interest is A, B prime. So you in your mind or your client asks you to measure the distance between A and B prime. So this is your target to measure the distance between A, B prime. This is your target. And unfortunately, there might due to some reason, there's a tree over here or something. So you can't really measure, there's a lake over here or something. Anyway, there are some hindrance, some barrier in between. So you cannot really use the pack, fix the pack over these 2 points and do the measurement. Suppose you can't do it. But what you can do is you find out on top of it, there is a point, or maybe it's a mountain. This is the valley of a river. You can go down to the valley of the river. but you can climb to the mountain. So there is a way to go. But the things I'm interested in the river, the A point, from this point to the point of B river. So in this case, I here probably is a dry. The river is dry. I can stand here. Put up the level over here. But here there's water. It's quite deep. I can't go through here. But the thing is, I can climb to the mountain. To the cliff. So I can measure A and B. Of course, now there's a mistake. But it's just an extreme case. Normally, it doesn't mean the correction to do this kind of huge correction. It just means small one, just a small one. For example, you want to measure the distance A and B prime, but the thing is that the ground is a bit uneven. So that's the reason there is a raise on the ground. So that will make your measurement a little bit inaccurate. In this case, how are you going to do the correction? That's the whole story. Rather than I just make an excuse in extreme case, like you measure on a cliff over something, but it's an extreme case. But anyway, so you can get is your measurement. You can measure this one from A to B prime, A to B, and that might be tape. That might be your electronic machine. You can see through. You can see through A to B and do the measurement. Distance is suppose is based on this one. You already do the correction. Based on the measurement, I do the correction. It's 347.1 over here. So this is 347. So now is a second correction. The first correction is based on you are using non-standardized tape. So now it's standardized. So this is in a standardized is 347.1.41 meters. So AB distance is standardized by standardized tape. Is over here. Now you have to do the second correction. Why? Because you are going to measure is on the ground level A and B prime. Unfortunately, there is a raise, slightly a raise. And what is the degree of the raise? Here you have a degree. Whenever you have 25 meters, you have a 1 meters raise over here. So in trigonometry, as I call tangent alpha, there is a alpha up here. You write something too big, alpha up here. Is the degree, the angle between AB and AB prime. There is an angle between these. This one called alpha. So your tangent alpha. Tangent alpha is the AB prime. So this tangent alpha based on trigonometry, basic trigonometry. So you got to know some basic trigonometry. Otherwise, you're not qualified for being in a surveyor. Okay, so this is your AB prime. I skip the lens notation. It's your AB. Okay. What are you going to not AB? This is AB. This is BB prime. Tangent of the BB prime. Major. Going to forget. Remember your target is to measure AB prime. This is your target. Right, and so far so good. So far you have AB over here, AB prime over here. So AB prime is tangent alpha times cotangent alpha times this one. So AB will become AB prime. Will become, if you shift it, tangent will become cotangent. So this will become cotangent alpha times BB prime. Now comes another question. How do I know BB prime? Because cotangent alpha is easy. You just is 25. Cotangent alpha here is 25. Easy. Because the tangent and cotangent, they are just inverse to each other. So this is 25. How about BB prime? BB prime, you have to use the information over here. What kind of information you have to use? BB prime is indeed the user sign. You see, psi alpha. So a little bit trigonometry. Psi alpha equals this one 3 a b prime bb prime divided by ab. This is psi alpha. So what's the bb prime? Now we can get a number the number of bb prime. Bb prime equals AB times psi alpha, right? AB, we already know, based on standardized the length is 347 so we already know this one. How about next one? Next one is psi alpha times psi alpha. Do I know psi alpha? Indirectly, yes, but directly not. Indirectly, yes. Why? Because in order to get psi alpha, you have to calculate the alpha first. Alpha first. How am I going to get alpha? You already know tangent with this number, so you can alpha is arctangent of your number is and in your calculator there is one function is called arctangent. You can't use a hand use by hands to do the calculation is too cumbersome. You can only use a calculator. So there is a button in your calculator. It's called arctangent. You just type arctangent 1 divided 25. You'll get this degree. Okay, and so you put this degree back. So in total, it will become AB times sine. You already get an alpha. Alpha is over here. T2 degree or something, and in order to use your calculator, sometimes you have to convert this into a radian. Last time I asked you guys to do the radian. So 2 degree 17 minute 26 seconds. You have to convert into radian first. And last time we did already. So remember how to do it again. So I'll let you do the homework. So we'll have one homework to do this one. I'm not sure whether it's possible to have a millisecond in your calculator. Normally, you can't find a millisecond in your calculator, so I doubt it. If you can find it, it's fine. You just type it. Otherwise, you have to do the calculation on the radian. And then fine, you get this result, psi alpha. Then put the psi alpha back, you get a BB prime. Then put BB prime back, you get what you want, AB prime. AB prime is what we expect. Okay, this is one way of doing this one. But unfortunately, this one is a bit complicated. So, is there an easier way to do this one? Probably yes. Probably yes. Let's try. I think about use only try not to use the arctangent this kind of thing. I just use a small calculator. Let's see whether it's possible. So in the end, you'll get this result. In the end, you'll get this result. So AB is over here. AB over here, and oh, I make a mistake. I use a sign. Sign is to calculate BB prime. Calculate BB prime, but AB prime. AB prime yes, is correct because I use a cotangent. I use a cotangent. So here is a slightly different from his because he used the AB. I use AB. Okay, so another way doing this one. So at least there are two ways now. Now is one my approach. My approach and his approach pretty much the same. Their notation is slightly different. So you can do the calculation. And here you write the radian for you as well. So you can apply this radian directly. Now I use the second approach. So it's hard to wipe it. It takes too much time. Let me just briefly mention over here. So you can consider which one you want to use. Probably it's easier. Okay, so the problem is the same. I know this one, I know this one. But now instead of using the I use another pose. Okay, so this is I already know this one, right? My target is here, and this one the ratio between this one is 1. So this is a triangle similar to this triangle. There's a high school trigonometry, geometry, not even trigonometry, it's a geometry, high school geometry. This triangle is similar to this triangle. Since they are similar, so this length and this length be proportional to this length and this length. Okay. Anyway, so you can assume BB prime is K. Number is K. This is a BB prime. Number is K. Okay. And how about AB prime? The ratio between BB prime and the AB prime is 25. Because this one and this one divided by this one is 25. So this one divided by this one with tangent. Indeed, from the tangent already you can jump a conclusion. This one, if this is K, this must be 25K. Because I already give you the tangent alpha is 10 y over this one. Over this one. Indeed, it's more than like this one. A race, look at is a description. A race of 1 meters for 25 meters. So it means raise 1 meters for 25 meters. So in trigonometry will be interpreted like this word. Anyway, so this is a K. This will be 25K. Okay, now it's easy. Based on the Pythagorean theory, K squared plus 25 K squared equals AB. AB I already know over here. 347.41 squared. So by Pythagorean theory, K squared plus 25K squared equals this number squared. And then I can sub K, right? And then K times 25, I can get AB prime. Easy, right? Easier. Easy. I don't have to. We don't even have to go through tangent alpha this bit. There is no necessary. There is no necessary. It's unnecessary. Going all this, you can easily get this one. So up to you. If you are more confident with this one, you can use this one, or you can use this one. This one is easier. You can get K, and then you don't have to do all this trigonometry bit. But eventually you have to do trigonometry bit as well. It's not like you don't have to face trigonometry. Okay, let's continue. The pretty much run out of time. Okay, let me see. What should we do? I'll give you the homework. Because this is pretty much today we just talk about this one. I spend a lot of time explaining all this bit. So if you go home, you have to think about this one because this is a very basic one and very important as well. Okay, so now I change the question. So far you don't have to tackle question C. You just tackle question A and question B. I think it's a little bit by little bit. Next time we tackle C. Okay. So now instead of getting 448, suppose now you get 421.15 meters. Okay, suppose you get this one. This is the distance between A and B. And now you are not using a 20 meters tape. Suppose you are using 25 meters tape. 25 meters tape. And it's not too short. It's too long. So it's too long. I'll keep this intact. So it's too long by 0.05. Okay. Now you calculate the standardized length, or if you like, correct length of AB. And also, I changed the second one. The reduced horizontal length AB rely on the slope. I changed the slope. It's 1 in, let's say, 17. So you are forced to use a calculator. I deliberately make the number ugly. So you are forced to do. Okay, so is that a question clear for you guys? Let me repeat the question. Now you are going to do the question A and question B. Forget about question C. You don't have to look at the question C. I only think about question A and question B. You guys know how to do it because we spend very much today on explaining how to do this speed. Later on we might pick out the speed, but just a very beginning. Okay, so question again. Now you're going to measure A and B. Use your tape. Distance between A and B is 425.15 meters. Your tape. Your tape is 25 meters long. Your tape, but in comparison to the standard tape, your tape is too long by 0.0 meters. Question: what's the standardized length of A and B? 2. What's the if the length the rate of A and B is 1 in 17? So 1 in 17 will be like this is 17. It's a 1. That degree over here. 1 in 17. What's the length, the correct length of AB? What's the correct length of AB? Okay, that's it. That's the. So now B is in the bottom. Now B is in the bottom. It's being raised. So here supposed to be prime. As long as you understand, that'll be fine. Okay, any question regarding today's one? Anyone? If not, I will just how can I get the people over here? I think it's if I click it, I think over here. I see. Okay, so I will give if you are not on the list, let me know immediately. I will give you this list to. It seems now you only have 30 people, but you have it's supposed to have 50 people over here. So I'll give the list to Hafiz to the our class monitor. It's hard to use. I think the best way probably is just report to. I give you like 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, you report to the class monitor. After 5 minutes, you just take relay. So after 5 minutes, your account you are not here because it's hard to copy this one. Even I copy this one, maybe you claim you are here, but I didn't. But just for reference, for the your class monitors to these guys. Otherwise, he have no idea who is here, who isn't. Okay, so and if any problem regarding this one, talk to him now. Not after 10 minutes or something. After 10 minutes later, he didn't. He will not buy your story. You are here because now obviously there are only 30 people.